All right, welcome to an episode of Talking Kicks with Mastro Mixes, and it is New Year's Day, January 2022. Who'd have thought we'd have made it this far? But I want to just recap quickly this year in kicks. I know a lot of people like to do a video talking about their favorite pickups throughout the year, and I am going to talk about some of my favorite pickups and some of the pickups that I did that aren't my favorites, just because there's certain things I want to talk about with them. And I will say that this year seemed a little different to me. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but usually with the releases, we have kind of a theme where, I mean, even if you go way back to the early 2000s, it seemed like every year had a theme where we'd have a bunch of threes and then a bunch of fours and then a bunch of fives in each year. We had, was it 2006? We had a ton of fives that came out. I remember 2009 was a great big one for the 12s. Was it 2005 was a big one on 13s when we had the wheat and the burgundy. There was just a bunch of them. And this year, it seemed like there really wasn't a theme unless you want to consider off-whites a theme. There were several off-whites that came this year, but we did have several threes, several fours, several ones this year, but not really a themed year. But we did get to see the re-release of some special stuff this year, and I want to talk about those. This one was always kind of a favorite of mine. This is the older Raging Bull. This is the newer one that released this year. Yes, the colors do seem a little different. They are a little different. This one's still dead stock. I have not worn the new one yet, but it's a big one for me to see the Raging Bull come back. So that's number one special pickup for me this year. The Raging Bull 5. I was really happy to see the return of that one. Which brings me to another 5. I actually have the 2012 version of these on my feet right now, but without the Nike Air on the back, had the Jumpman. So I was happy to see the return of that, the return of another OG colorway with the Nike Air on the back. And this one was probably a special pickup for everybody. A lot of people went for these. 4s are big, and to see the OG colorways coming back, to me anyway, it means something special. And this one was also an OG colorway. So seeing the Fire Reds come back, mean a big thing to me. So those are some more of my favorite pickups for the year. The Cool Gray 11 that we just got here recently, another big one for me, another OG colorway that most people didn't realize was an OG colorway, but it is. And Jordan did actually wear these in games with the Wizards. So there's another special one for me to see that one come back. And I don't even have the old one to compare those two because I missed out on the first time that those came around, and I never could make myself pay the reseller price for some of those, even though they did drop down there for a while. Then they shot right back up. And so I never had the first release of the Cool Gray 11. So I'm really glad I picked those up this year. I have another 11 I picked up this year, the Jubilee, that I'm not going to pull that one out. It's not in my top favorites of the year or anything like that. But we did see a couple 11s this year. Another OG colorway that came back out this year. Now, this is my older version with the Jumpman on the back because I'm still trying to find a decent deal on this year's release of them. So I have missed out on the Carmines this time. And so that is one that would be a favorite pickup of mine that I don't have. So we'll go on to another. Let's see. Since I missed that one, I brought this one out too, because this is the old 2006 Stealth 5. Mine is still wearable and still in great condition, even though I have worn it quite a bit. You can tell by the bottoms. But I missed out on the Stealth 5. So still trying to find me a good Stealth 5. Let's see here. This is another one that's still dead stock. I have not pulled this out yet. The Bel Air 5. they changed it so much from the old Bel Air 5, and I'm kind of torn. I think I like this newer version of it better. I had 2 pair of these, and I let one of them go for retail to a friend of mine. He's worn them already. I have not worn this pair yet, but I will. Some other releases that came out this year. I love 13s. Not my favorite model, but it's way up there. And I haven't worn this pair yet, but I will. I just think it's a beautiful shoe. So this 13 was a good one for this year. There was one, I still haven't worn this yet either. This 12. I like it. I will wear it eventually. I haven't yet, still dead stock, but I was kind of disappointed when I finally seen what these looked like, not in person. I mean, I knew what it looked like in person before I ordered it, before I bought it. But when I seen the colorway released and the list of colors, I was hoping that it was this one again. These are separated on me. This shoe is not. The other shoe has just started to separate right in here a little bit. So I'm leery about wearing them anymore. I know they can be repaired. I can repair it, but it's just not the same anymore. They feel violated after I have to put the sole back on them. So I was really hoping when I seen the red, black, and white on a 12 that this is, when I seen that colorway, I really thought it was going to be the cherries again. And hopefully those will come back out again someday, because I do need a fresh pair of those. Another anticipated release was this one. I was a little leery about the way the tongue is on these things, and I've seen a lot of people pull those off. I'm not going to pull it off. Great looking shoe. I love it. I have the Travis Scott 4s that are about the same color, and I actually like this one better than the Travis Scott. And I forgot to grab one off the shelf here. Another 4 this year that I did not have the original version of this, and I'm so glad that I have this one now, because this was kind of a grail for me for a long time after the first release of it, and so happy they made enough numbers that I could get a pair this time. So gorgeous with these. I love these things. Another pair from this year, another 5, early in the year this year, that I know a lot of you weren't too excited about, not a lot of hype in it, but this Stealth 5, or they called it an Anthracite 5, I guess. I love this shoe. I'm really digging it. I love the different material on it. I've worn this a few times, holds up great, doesn't crease at all with this different material. Beautiful shoe. Love it. Also have the Oreo 5 sitting up there, and I did not get the new release of them. I still have a 9 out of 10 and another dead stock pair from the previous release, so I didn't even worry about grabbing those again. A couple more releases this year that I really liked. The Racer Blue 3 and this thing. This is just a gorgeous pair of 3s. I love this. The suede on it's a real thin suede, almost like the suede on the golf shoes. If you've gotten into the golf ones yet or not, I don't know. It's not quite as tight knit and low as the golf, but it's really close to it. I actually wish they would have done this pair in a tumbled leather, like the Black Cements are. I really wish we could get a tumbled leather version of this. Oops. I know you heard that. The golf suede I was talking about is like on this one, that it's like almost not even suede. This one just came out. A lot of you I know don't mess with these, the golf shoes. And for the golf shoes this year, it kind of was the year of the 4s again, because we not only got the bread 4s we got 3 out of the 4 OGs in the golf cleats. We got the white cement, the bread, and the military blue all in the same year. I do golf, and I do try to get most of the golf cleats too, because, you know, I don't want to wear the same pair every time I go out, and I like to match everything that I'm wearing every time. So I want all the different colorways, and I have several other golf cleats, but those were the ones that came out this year. And if I had to pick a top release for me for the entire year, I am going to go with the Lightning 4. This one is my top release of 2021, with a very close second coming in with the cool grays. If I had to pick the one that I wanted the most that I did not get, for me it would be the Stealth 5. I love 5s. I love the look of this shoe. It's gorgeous, and I really did want the newer one, and I did not get it. I say that's the top one. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this one. I would rather have the Stealth 5 than the patent leather one that just released last week or early this week. However you want to look at it, it's Sunday today, so last week. And I thought I was gonna get that pair. I really did. I seen a lot of people hit on it. I seen a lot of people miss it. But I had my phone out. I had it ready to click on. I was confident. I felt good about it. And at 8:59, my phone rang, and it was my boss. I had to answer the phone. And I told him, I said, hold on just a minute. I put him on hold. I didn't even wait for him to answer. And I flipped back over to the app, and it said sold out. And I was like, son of a bitch. That's just a way to finish out the year, right? Well, they're still out there, and I may end up getting a pair. Pairs that I lost this year through, you know, I don't normally sell shoes, so it's hard for me to lose a pair. Every once in a while I will sell a pair if I hit a double up, or sometimes there's guys in a certain group that I belong to that we help each other out on releases, and I'll try for pairs that I'm not really wanting. They'll try for pairs that I want, they're not really wanting. Or if we can double up with multiple accounts, we help each other out. And that's usually the only way I sell shoes. And I was able to hit on several this year for somebody else. Somebody else hit on several pair for me this year. I know with the winterized 14, which I didn't pull that one out. I do really like the shoe. It looks so much better when you put the black laces in it versus those hot pink laces. I ended up with a few pair of those, but I let them all go for retail except for one to keep for myself. Where was I going with this? Oh, the patent leather bread. I did not get a pair of those, and I probably will keep looking for a pair. I will continue to look for a Stealth 5. Other pairs that I was able to hit on this year that I didn't really want, I'll let go for retail. There was even was the Travis Scott Air Force One this year? I think it was. And I picked that up, let it go for retail. Travis Scott 6, picked it up, let it go for retail. And there's a few of them that we do that with, but it's a tight circle that I belong to, and it helps me get a lot of the pairs that I have. I know there's people not real big into the sneaker culture that know about it, but not really in-depth involved in it, that watch these videos. And I'm going to tell you now, when you ask me all the time, how do you get so many? That's how. I try for every release on my own, but with a tight circle, you get a tighter collection, because we all help each other out. That is my 2022 going into my 2021 in review. Let me know what your favorite release was for the year, and let's hope we all get what we want this year.